this is Angela, and welcome to my channel, Angie the ENTJ. Please be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and click on the notifications bell so that you'll know whenever I upload any new content. So, yes, 39-year-old Draya Michele got pregnant by a 21-year-old Jalen Green, and this has sent the interwebs ablaze. However, I titled my video, the way that I did for a reason. You know, 39-year-old Draya is pregnant by a 21-year-old Jalen, and you want me to do what about it? Hashtag hold your L's. Now, before I go any further, fair is fair. I do think that young adults need time to grow and experience life before older adults attempt to poach them. So that is a bit of disclaimer on my part. Also, this message, or this video rather, is specifically for those who have fought me or fought the people who agree with me on my talking points surrounding this issue and are now up here crying about this whole Draya Michele and Jalen age gap saga. Now, again, as I said before, fair is fair. You see, I personally have advocated against, for instance, the practice of polygamy, which oftentimes anywhere where you find polygamy, eventually child marriage is going to come into play, and the exploitation primarily of girls is going to come into play, and of women, especially younger women. I've advocated against child marriage. I have been outspoken against age gap relationships, particularly involving older men dating and marrying much younger women, because usually large age gaps or May-December relationships are typically between older men and younger women. I've also talked about the overpopulation of men and boys on the planet versus the natural birth ratio in an effort to stand up against femicide, female infanticide, gender selective abortions, labor and sex trafficking, witch hunts, and so forth. How did they respond? Without one lick of empathy or concern. I've been told that there are actually more women on the planet, even though the naysayers never provided any data to substantiate their claim, because it doesn't exist, because it's not true. I also got the whole polygamy is normal and that monogamy was wrong, even though the human birth ratio suggests differently, that monogamy should be the norm. So here we are. As I've been saying all this while, we're in the midst of an escalating human male mating competition. And guess who is not being chosen? Now that the same stick, you were willing to beat me and other people who agreed with me, now that same stick is coming to beat you. You want me to come out, leave my little comfort zone, stop everything that I'm doing. Everything just got to stop. The world has to stop spinning. And you want me to go and get my pitchfork, grab my torch, and start chasing the very same monster that you held the door open and rolled out the red carpet to devour us all. And you want to use me and my fellow companions and our bodies and our resources and our time and our energy to rally around you, now that the same monster who was chewing us up to bits and pieces has gained an appetite for you. Au contraire, mon frère. Or depending, au contraire, ma sœur. You'll see, fair is fair. I've been posting videos in these YouTube streets for nearly 2 years. And so far, this channel has over 140 videos on it. Most of these videos contain about 20 to 30 minutes, if not more, footage of me painstakingly, to the best of my ability, mapping out the issues using numbers and empirical data to show, that these different lifestyles, these different choices need to stop, that polygamy needs to end, that men who look for nurses with purses, young women with nurses and men that look for young women, nurses with purses, they need to stop exploiting these young adult women and so forth. I have been up and down the social media streets and alleyways, as well as to bring awareness to how we need to do better as a national and overall global society, and the steps that it will take for us to get there. However, you all were telling us that we were bitter, that we were going to hit the wall and die along with our cats and so forth. Now here we are in a situation where Michele is 39 years old. You see this picture of her, y'all, in her bikini. She's 39 years old, standing by her wall, with the water hitting the wall for her, okay? And while she's standing by this wall in her bikini, she has options. She could either choose to the left between an older man who is past his prime, probably has baby mamas and ex-wives, multiple heirs to his estate, and probably some pending lawsuits. Or she could choose a man who has no attachments, has a major bag all to himself, and is at an age where he wakes up in the morning with a heart on. Meanwhile, you all are grabbing blue pills. What the heck did you expect? Now, I still do think that older people need to stay out of the dating pool of much younger people, especially those younger people who are only a few years in on the adulting experience. Okay, I do think that there is a difference in a relationship between a 20-year-old and a 25-year-old versus a 30-year-old and a 35-year-old. And that is because of the age and stage of life and experiencing in adulting. So people who are new to adulting should fairly have an opportunity to experience more adulthood before making any permanent decisions, such as getting married or having a baby. That's just me. However, I felt that way in general. I was trying to keep everyone from being devoured and chewed up by the monster of ignorance. But for those of you who fought me and basically said it was traditional for older men to be with younger women and so forth, so since you showed apathy towards the causes that have been near and dear to me, then it is only fair that I show the same respect towards you and your own causes. You have to hold your L's. Your ways are based on ignorantly fueled fairy tales, and they always lead to failure because you refuse to face the facts. So do I think that it was cool for a 39-year-old woman to be with a 21-year-old man? No. But you know what? I also did not think it was all right for a 39-year-old man to be with a 21-year-old woman either. However, since you all, through your ignorance, created the conditions by dating younger women at your old ages that took them out of Jalen Green's dating pool, then I am going to casually and calmly sip my proverbial drink while a young man in his prime, 21-year-old Jalen Green, the fresh new gunslinger, who is at the time in his life when men of his age are typically waking up with a rock on. And he's with a woman who is also at an age when many women experience their first orgasms. And oh, by the way, I don't think this will be the only baby that they will have. I'm just saying. And on a final note, age gap relationships between younger men and older women tend to last a lot longer than the other way around. You see, the late Tina Turner and her husband, Erwin Bach, had a 16-year age gap, and they were together for more than 30 years. Also, Emmanuel and Brigitte Macron have a 24-year age gap, and they're still going strong. So don't be surprised if Jalen Green and Michele become a Mr. and Mrs. Green. So, just saying, you're the goose and I'm the gander, right? So what's good for the goose is good for the gander. So I'm not pulling out any pitchforks and torches. You have to hold your L because, you know, you seem to be the type that have to learn through experience, and that's fine. So enjoy the experience. So that's all I have to say for now. Please be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and click on the notifications bell so you'll know whenever I upload any new content. Take care until next time.